Welcome to another S&P 500 analysis. Today is January 6, 2022. In this video, I'm going to follow up on the previous video. We're going to take a look at the Emini S&P 500 futures and also the SPY, the ETF for the S&P 500. But before I proceed, I'd like to ask you to smash that thumbs up to help me promote and share this video. Okay, let's take a look at the Emini S&P 500 future, the market profile chart. And here you can see that I have this market profile here. And what I want to do first is to expand this out. Okay, so there's a thing called monkey bar expanded. And that will expand this in a 30-minute interval. And as you can see, I just want to point this out here. So this is the value area from yesterday, and this is the entire range from yesterday. Right? And you can see that today's high was outside of the yesterday's value area. And although we did see the value area today, today's range is overlapping, yesterday's range a bit. But the other thing to note is, notice that the value area is overlapping the range, but it is not overlapping this value area from yesterday. Okay, so what this did today, the market profile or the profile, all it did is it brought the point of control or the value from up here down here. So that's all it did, and basically just shifting the value down to reflect price is seeking lower level for value. Now let's go back to the profile chart and push this back into the market profile. We are looking at these pore structures. Right? Remember the pore structure that we talked about on the previous video. Right, yesterday it left this single print and this single print and also this single print. Right, so what it did today, the price came up and filled the single print. Now these single print is still unfilled, so we expect these to get filled sometime in the future. It could be tomorrow, but we don't know when. Today it came up and filled this. Now the other thing that we talk about is going from, balance to imbalance and then balance again. So let me drink this chart here, and I want to show you what I mean by that. So here, let me shift this over. And remember yesterday we talked about this area of balance, and it broke down, and essentially it went from balance to imbalance. So now we essentially are looking to find balance, and we say one of the possibility is this area for balance. And this right here where these, single print, this single print here, and also this naked point of control or the version point of control. And also we got some more single print down below. So price could come down and fill these single print and try to chop around here to balance itself basically, because these price range here, this price range, have a lot of time being spent there. I mean, there are a lot of trading transaction took place. So the price inside of this range have found some acceptance between buyer and seller. So we expect to see price come down in this area here in the near term. So today, by shifting the value, the point of control down and getting near this this balance area here, so we could expect to see price to come down further and into this area to fill in and basically establish value. Then once it establishes balance, then the next move is that it could come back up to this balance area, or it could go down and come down to this area here and try to establish the next level or the next area of balance. Okay, so that's basically what I'm looking at right now. And basically, I'm still expecting lower prices. Now, what could prove that to be wrong in the near term is when price come up and fill these single print. So let's say it come back up and fill the single print, then it reverse back here and come back into this balance area. So that is a possibility, but it's not a high probability. A high probability is that we most likely see prices down here and we establish balance because there's a lot of poor structure down here. Although, yeah, we have a couple of poor structure here. And looking at this intraday chart here on a daily volume profile, see here is the overnight high and the overnight low. See that it's sort of open out of range here. Right, open out of range and test this prior point of control, virgin point of control. Got a little support and then bounce back up, took out the overnight high, back test the overnight high and try to push, and was unable to get up to this prior yesterday's value area low. And then we traced back down, dipped back below the overnight high, and we saw it trace back all the way down to the overnight low and test the overnight low and book it and came back in. You see that it just bounced and pretty much balanced, establish a balanced day here. Today is pretty much a balanced day with a little bit of a skew over the point of control. It's kind of skew toward the upper range location. But as you can see, it is unable to get up to this value area low, previous day's value area low. And you can look at this right here. Right here you have this developing value area for today. And you see that it has a lookabout and fail, but it did not get down to this value area low, the developing value area low. Instead, it came back up again. And once again, it went above this developing value area high and came back in. So again, we got to look above and fail. And this time it went and retraced back all the way to the developing value area low and then came back in and closed near today's rewrap, the developing rewrap. So that was the price action for today. So it's pretty much a balanced day. Now let's take a look at the SPY, the ETF for the S&P 500. You can see today we have this virgin point of control, and it took it out. Right? It came down and tagged it, and it bounced right back. And once again, this is the yesterday's value area. I also have tweeted earlier to say I'm looking to see the bounce. Would it get up to this value area high? This is a composite value area high, and it's been sitting at this composite point of control for most of the time. The most of the session here, you can see that there's a lot of chopping here, and it wasn't able to come up to this value area high, this composite value area high, and then move back. So then I tweeted to say, if you're gonna fade this bounce, be sure to manage your risk, because I'm basically looking for this thing to resume back down. Remember, we look at that market profile chart talking about balance, so that's why I'm still a little bit of biasing on the downside here right now. And here we're basically looking at this naked point of control, which is somewhere around this 462.5 or so. Okay, so that's basically what I'm looking at for the coming session, coming days, to see will price move down to this area here. So that's basically what I'm looking at on the SPY. Now, unless it could get back up above this value area high composite, and we're basically looking for this thing to move back up to this, this balance area, the 475 to 474 area. Okay, so that is what I'm looking at on the SPY. Be sure to smash that thumbs up for me to help me promote and share this video. Thank you for watching and stay safe.